This is Accurate TV News,
where you get your news on time.
Rapist slapped with 20 years after setting fake taxi traps. A man who used a fake taxi to lure a woman into a sexual assault will have to serve almost 20 years in prison for his crime. Dwayne Edwards was sentenced yesterday to 26 years and 8 months in prison for rape, 10 years for robbery with aggravation, and 8 years for forcible abduction. Justice Leighton Pusey, who imposed the sentences, ordered that they should be served concurrently and that Edwards must serve 18 years for his punishment for the rape conviction before he is eligible for parole. Prosecutors Andrea Martin Swaby and Christine Porter had proposed a sentence of 27 years for rape, 13 years for robbery with aggravation, and 5 years for forcible abduction. In July 2021, Edwards was sentenced to a total of 88.5 years in prison for similar offenses that were committed months before the crimes for which he was sentenced on Friday. Two of the sentences in the previous case, 19.5 years for the offense of making use of a firearm to commit a felony, and 9 years for grievous sexual assault, should be served consecutively. The others are to be served concurrently. In the latest case, the female victim boarded a taxi in downtown Kingston about 9:10 p.m. on September 20, 2017. She sat in the front passenger seat while Edwards was seated in the back. Two other women who entered the car got out at Bustamante Hospital along Arthur Wint Drive in St. Andrew. The driver of the car, Michael Swaby, is awaiting trial on sex-related charges. The vehicle turned off the main road after it left the hospital gate. Prosecutors said in court on March 9th this year when Edwards pleaded guilty to the charges. Edwards slid over behind the victim, placed a knife at her throat and said, "Don't move." He directed the driver to recline the victim's seat before telling her, "Just cooperate and you are go good." The woman claimed that both men took turns sexually assaulting her after she was robbed of cash and 2 mobile phones.